So this is my third video about subnetting, and I'm going to try to teach you subnetting in 10 minutes. So let's get into it. I'm your host, TCB Seth, and I got a new drawing tablet, so I want to show it off. So I have no pre-configured slides except my title slide. So let's get into subnetting. So the first thing you need to know about subnetting is a bit could either be a 1 or a 0 or 0, 1. That's how I put it. So ones we care about, zeros we don't really pay attention to it, but we need to take note on what place it is in. So if I see a string of bits, right, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, what is it for? And let's just say 1. What does that mean? These string of bits has a decimal value or a numerical value for it, and how binary bits are read from right to left. Okay, so this very right bit has a place value, and this very left bit has a place value. So the very right bit has a place value of 1. The next bit has a place value of 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So if I saw a string of 8 bits, this is what the place value is. Notice that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers here. So I place these 8 bits underneath its respective place value, and we get a number. So if we add this all up, what is that? 64 plus 32 plus 4, 2, and 1. Now we only care about the ones place because that means it's turned on, so we need to pay attention to it. So let's add this all up. That right there equals 10 plus 3, so 13. So what is that? 103. So these string of bits equals 103. So this chart right here, this bit chart I should say, is very important, and that's something that we need to memorize. Always the very right bit right here equals 1, and then every other bit after that to the left just doubles. Okay, so remember that. Let's clear that off. So let's have an example here. What happens if we were given an IP address with 192.168.1.40 and let's say a /27? All right. Well, what is this /27? This /27 is the subnet mask. And what this 27 actually means is 27 ones in the subnet mask. Subnet mask is everything to an IP address. Without it, IP address is just a number. Really doesn't explain much. So the subnet mask is everything. So 27 ones in the subnet mask. So we draw that out in binary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3. And then we should have about 5 zeros left. All right. So when we have all ones in an octet that are all turned on, the highest possible value we can get is 255. Sweet. So next octet is all ones. Third octet, all ones. Now we have 3 ones and 5 zeros. What do these 3 ones mean? Well, we go back to our chart that we need to remember. 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. So we place the last octet of the subnet mask to our chart. Just like that. And then we add it all up. 128 plus 64 plus 32 equals 224. All right. So we know that the subnet mask of a /27 is 255.255.255.224. All right. What does it actually mean? Well, if we place the binary bits into our chart right here, we see that the last one bit lands under 32, that is our rotator. Rotator. Maybe it's ER. I don't know how it's spelled. Whatever. Or we could say that is our magic number. Magic number. And we are going to rotate by a number of 32, and that will represent our subnetting bits. All right. So if we were given this class C address, first of all, the first 3 octets are going to be used as networking bits. The last octet is going to be used for hosts, but since we subnetted, these 3 bits are our new subnet bits. And we know that 32 is our magic number. So what we do with our magic number is we start at 0, and then we just add 32. 64, 96, what is that, 128, 32, what is that, 160? So I'll stop there. So this means that every subnet is going to start with these numbers right here. Now, every subnet has a beginning and has an end. So if this number right here, 32, is the beginning of a new subnet, well, the end of the previous subnet should be 31. Same thing with 63 and 95, 127, 27, and 159, and so on and so forth. So if we were to say 192.168.1.40, what is the subnet ID of that address? Well, we see that it's a 40, and where does 40 lie? 40 lies right in there, so the subnet ID is a .32. Bam. And what is the broadcast address of that? Well, coincidentally, that is the last IP address of that subnet. So there it is. Subnet ID is .32. Broadcast address is .63. There you go. We have just subnetted. We found out what the subnet ID of this address is, and we found out the broadcast. Sweet. Let's try it one more time. 192.168.1. Let's do a 74 / let's do a 26. All right, what does 26 mean? 26 ones in the subnet mask. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 26, and finish that off with 6 zeros. All right. Remember, draw a chart. 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. Apply our last octet to these numbers. Notice 64 is our new rotator / magic number. So we start at 0 and we start incrementing by 64. 0, 64, 128, 192, 256. 256 isn't a real number, but if we add 64 to 192, it would give us 256. So let's find our range. If 0 is the beginning of a subnet and 64 is the beginning of a subnet, that means 63 is the end of the 0 subnet. Same thing with 127, 191, 255. Sweet. So where does 74 lie? Lies right here. Subnet ID, I'll just say sub ID, equals .64. Broadcast address is a .127. Sweet. So that is it. I mean, everything has to be with the subnet mask. Subnet mask is everything. An IP address is not anything without a subnet mask. They go together like peas and carrots, right? So, I mean, that's the basics of subnetting. So, yeah. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. But I hope this was informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.